shaping next year's election. I know we did it yesterday, but see, election is very close now. Campaign season has officially started on the INEC calendar, so there's lots of things happening on the campaign trail, and you need the information so that in February you can vote wisely. In March, you can vote wisely yet again. And speaking of February, here's today's big hard fact. It's exactly 137 days until the general election on February 25th, 2023. So today, let's talk about Yakubu Dogara and Babache Lawal planning a protest vote. Then, let's talk about Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu's promises on the campaign trail this weekend. That's something that we're going to do every week going forward. Then let's talk about 5 PDP governors not attending Atiku's campaign flag off. There's a lot to get into, right? Let's get into it. Let's talk about Babache Lawal and Yakubu Dogara. They're both strong leaders in the APC. They're both former office holders. Dogara was Reps Speaker. Lawal was SGF. They're both Northern. They're both Christians. And both of them rejected their party's same faith ticket. But now they're going a step further. They formed a group within the party, which they say will work for another presidential ticket. Anti-party activity. The group is called the APC Northern Christian Leaders. And they released a presser and they said, quote, "We have agreed to work together with a view to fostering unity, peace, and national cohesion, to work together and jointly adopt a pan-Nigerian political platform that will engender unity, inclusiveness, and a sense of belonging among the Nigerian citizenry. Conscious of the multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multicultural configuration of Nigeria, we believe that a same-faith ticket and voting along religious lines may trigger dangerous dimensions of negative consequences among our disparate peoples in ways that will hamper nation building." End quote. Lagos, it's going to be very interesting to see which ticket this group ends up supporting. It's also going to be interesting to see how this affects APC's chances in the North Central states. Because already a lot of experts believe that Tinubu is running third in the North Central behind Atiku and Obi in whichever order. That's what the experts are saying. We also saw this reflected in the polls. So it's going to be interesting to see if this Dogara Lawal group makes this even worse. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about Dogara and Lawal planning to work against their party's ticket? If you're an APC member, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you think about this. Do you think it will even matter? Do you think it will be significant? Do you think it impacts Tinubu's chances to be president? 0700-993-993-993. That's for men. Women, call us on 01465-7190. But before I take your calls, I've got very quick information to share with you.
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tunde and Bolaji, please call yourselves, call your friends and tell them to meet you up at the cocktail work, okay? And tell them also, the people that are going to come with Tunde and Bolaji, that drinks are on you, because from the 14th to 22nd of October, courtesy of MasterCard, you get to create more priceless moments with mixology at its finest and signature cocktails specially curated for you at the best bars and restaurants in Lagos. But not all the bars and restaurants in Lagos are going to be participating in this, okay? So if you want details on who is participating, and by who I mean the restaurant and bars, all you have to do is visit www.lagoscocktailweek.com, www.lagoscocktailweek.com. So when next you're out, make sure you're asking for the MasterCard cocktail menu, okay? Because that's how you know if you're participating also. And then you pay with your MasterCard. Pay with it, and when you do that, you find that you're on your way to something truly priceless. I'm not going to tell you what that is. You'll find out when you pay. All right.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about something priceless here. 0700-993-993-993. Hello. Good evening. Good to have you on the show, sir. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Sandra.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine, ma.
What's your name?
My name is Lazarus.
Lazarus, do you think these men will...
Wow, we youth, we are so happy for what is happening within PDP and APC.
Okay.
We just like this fight. They should go on fighting so that the Labour Party will gain advantage of them.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3. Hello. Sorry about that. Give us a call back if you can. Hello. Good evening. Hello. Good evening. Oh, sorry about that. Call back if you can. The numbers are still 0700 993 993 993. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Ben, Eda Ben from Ejibo.
Welcome.
Yeah, so Dogara and his colleagues, they may not make such impact, but they want to show their grievance that they are not happy with what Ahmed Bola Tinubu has made, ignoring the teeming Christians in the whole Nigeria, calling them nothing, bluffing them. So he feels that he could do without them, just as Abiola said in his own time, that he could do without Igbos. Then he said, raise up and said, yes, let's see you become president without Igbos. And the history is the story now. We all know how that one went. So let's see Abiola, let's see Ahmed Tinubu this time, where it will lead him to. Thank you.
All right. We've got Gabriel on the line. Hi, Gabriel.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, Gabriel.
Yeah, Citizen Gabriel from behind Omole Phase 2, Lawal.
Good to have you on the show. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to read from the Bible, Matthew 16, verse 18. It says, and I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hate will not overcome it. So, it is only Peter that can build Nigeria. I want to read another one. Isaiah 1:19. If you are willing and obedient, you will eat the best from the land. So it is only P2B. So what is happening in APC and PDP is to the glory of God.
Okay.
The Bible has said it all. That if we are willing and obedient, that we will eat the good of the land. So thank you, Sandra.
All right, Gabriel. Thank you very much for calling. Let's speak with Aburime. Hi, Aburime.
Yeah, Sandra, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Welcome from your beautiful league.
Thank you.
Yeah, the issue at hand, I have my fears,
Okay.
There is every probability that at this present time, Peter Obi will gain adherence in the north.
Okay.
But if Dogara and Lawal should go their way and fight for Christians' interests only, that might awaken the Muslims to say, oh, if these people are going to do this, then let we Muslims look for another Muslim to support. And that is going to endanger the chances of the Nigerian youth and every reasonable Nigerian really are rooting for. We actually need that positive change of Peter Obi. Yes, thank you, Sandra.
All right, thank you very much for calling, Aburima. Let's take a look at WhatsApp. We've got some messages here. Akin from Lagos says, irrespective of what is happening in the PDP, Atiku still remains the most experienced and prepared among the candidates. All right, Akin. Comrade Daniel says, both men don't have good records. They lack credibility. One is a political party flirt and can't be trusted. He's a betrayer. That's Dogara. He was deceived by Saraki. For Babachir Lawal, he was sacked as SGF by PMB because of fraud. He collected 350 million naira to cut grass. He ought to be in jail by now. Both men are Ebola virus to APC. They cannot make any difference or impact. APC is a winning party. Comrade Daniel with that message on WhatsApp. All right, Comrade, thank you for your message. 99.3. Hello.
Good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Patrick is my name. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Welcome, Patrick. Go ahead.
Yeah, good topic. I strongly feel that politicians are very difficult to trust. I still see them at the very last minute still abiding by their party. So really, I don't think any of the other contenders in the presidential race should be looking at getting or garnering votes from this coalition. I strongly feel that the Labour Party, of course, represented ably by Peter Obi, should continue to build on the grievance of the young ones who want to see themselves partake in the political decision of their country. And of course, Atiku Abubakar will continue to appeal to the structure that PDP has laid over the years as a party. And of course, the APC will run on its existing record, which I've always said and maintained. They cannot separate themselves from the performance of Muhammadu Buhari. It's not possible. So it will be very funny for them to come and tell us they are giving us hope again. So I strongly feel that these men will still find a way to go back to their party. They are just looking for attention and relevance, which if they get, they will give it to them and they will still collapse their structures back to their old party. I rest my case.
Thank you very much for calling. All right, let's talk about some of what the presidential candidates are promising on the campaign trail. We have heard from all three frontrunners this week, Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, Peter Obi of the Labour Party, and Bola Tinubu of the APC. So let's start with Atiku. He spoke at his campaign flag off in Uyo, and some of what he promised include rescuing Nigeria from insecurity, poverty, and youth unemployment. He said his party, the PDP, has a track record to prove that it can deliver. Let me read his statement to you. Quote, when PDP came to power in 1999, we met Nigeria in a state of poverty, insecurity, hunger, lack of education. We lifted Nigeria from the bottom to the top. We became the biggest economy in Africa. We had peace, we had progress. But when Nigerians said they wanted change, they voted for change in 2015. What we have seen is poverty, insecurity, lack of jobs, and disunity. Our children are no longer going to school. Is that what we want to continue in? End quote. Those are the words of Atiku. He said those words at the flag off of the presidential campaign of the PDP in Uyo. Now, there's some irony there, if you think about it, because, well, Atiku was one of those who campaigned for change in 2015. Because you remember, Atiku left the PDP for the APC back then. So that's Atiku. On to Obi, he was at Oxford University. He spoke at length at Oxford University. He promised to increase foreign direct investment into Nigeria and to channel that FDI into energy, transportation, irrigation, and telecoms. He says these types of investments will improve agriculture in Nigeria and position us to export more food and get forex from the exports. He identified two major barriers to foreign investment: lack of legal protection and high corruption. He promised to tackle corruption with what he called a sledgehammer approach. He also said his administration would enforce existing laws to protect foreign investors and their Nigerian partners. We also heard from Bola Tinubu, who spoke at the inauguration of his women's campaign team. By the way, I always wonder why a women's team is needed anyway. But that's as an aside. Tinubu promised to, quote, break the shackle of poverty in Nigeria. He claims, unlike Atiku, that the APC has done well in its 2 terms. He says its current problems were caused by the PDP, whom he called a party of termites who don't know how to build. But he says that he knows how to build and that he can get Nigeria working again. Now, beyond tackling poverty, he didn't give any other specifics. So that's what the 3 frontrunners have promised this week. Every week, I'm going to talk about any promise that they make on the campaign trail. The idea is for you to hear them, assess them, judge them, tell me which one makes more sense to you, which one doesn't make any sense to you as we go into 2023 for the presidential elections on February 25th. So let's start with this first batch of promises Over to you, Lagos. 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. That's for men. Women, call us on 01 465 7190. There is WhatsApp, of course. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Sandra.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
My name is Lazarus.
Hi,
Calling
Lazarus.
back.
Hi, Lazarus. Welcome back.
Based on the promises that all those political flag bearers have made, normally if we are talking of PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, Atiku Abubakar is a betrayer.
Okay.
We knew him when he was working with Obasanjo, and he was the one. Now he's saying that Nigeria demand for change, and look at where the change has taken Nigeria to. Okay, now, for him, I knew very well that PDP, they are not going to win anything for this country.
Oh, sorry about that, Lazarus. We've got Ferdinand on the line. Hi, Ferdinand.
Yeah, this is Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
How you doing?
Thank you.
For me, for all these political leaders, where they are saying they are coming, Atiku, Lai Mohammed, Atiku and Jagaban and B2B, they help people until the semi-final before we know what to do. Honestly.
Okay.
Until the semi-final, all this one is all the big noise.
When is the semi-final? When is the semi-final?
You know now.
I don't know. When is semi-final?
You know when the time comes.
I don't know.
It's not because of Atiku fuck up. I was with him.
Okay.
But since you don't leave my man, I am Wike. I'm a Wike person. I'm a wicked man.
Okay.
So anyway, in Wike benefits that they are there for now until the final semi-final.
Okay, Ferdinand, thank you very much, and please don't use the F word on radio. Apologies about that. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name?
My name is Emeka, calling from Lagos.
Emeka from Lagos. Welcome.
Okay. Looking at all this, the campaign have started, and candidates will just say a whole lot of things. But it's simple in this part of the world for people to just come and talk without actually saying how they intend to achieve what they are talking about. We were there in 2015, 2019, when this same APC candidate told this man to us, promise heaven and earth. There are tapes all over the place. You will see they will create jobs, give students loans, and today none of these things was done. And he doesn't even have the being a responsible man to explain, even if you say you were not in charge or you're not in power, you should explain to people why you think that these things you promised was not done. It's not even taking time to do that. And you think that will just come, tell people another story, and they will follow you. That is on one hand. In Atiku, people are not just integrals. There are a lot of things the former president, who was his boss, said about him in his My Watch. Has he denied that? Has he tried to talk about it? Or he just think that, you will come, Nigerians will forget what happened with privatization, what happened with all these things. So that is also that. He will just come and say, I will create jobs, I will fight corruption. It is not enough. Coming to Peter Obi, who I support anyway, but if you look at what he says, he gives you instances and how these things can be done. He tells you what we need to do. Production. We need to produce, we need to save, we need to reduce the cost of governance. So honestly, if not that Nigeria, we are where we are, I don't think there should be any contest. Not that people will not come out, but it will be obvious from the one that what is going to happen. But because they have weaponized poverty and try to use that as a weapon, which we all know that that's not going to happen this time around. For instance, you see what played out in Uyo. I mean, when Atiku arrived, and people they pay, we are thinking it will be songs. Do you understand all these things? I think that Nigerian has gotten to a stage where they will not just take whatever politician dish out, and they will ask them, how are all these things going to be done?
Okay, thank you very much for calling. Okay, if you just tuned in, hello to you. We've gone past our first story where I told you that Babache Lawal and Yakubu Dogara, who are strong leaders in the APC, have said that they're going to work against Bola Tinubu because they don't like that their party is fielding a same faith ticket. A lot of people in Lagos have called in to react to that story. Some people think, oh, please, they're just fighting for their own pocket. Some people think, oh, it's not going to make a difference. Some people think, well, even if it doesn't make a difference, at least it sends a message. Now we're talking about some of the promises that the front runners have made on the campaign trail. And I said that we're going to do this every it's going to be like a short segment on the road to 2023 on hard facts. So that you are aware of what these candidates are talking about. What being aware of what they're talking about helps you do is it helps you pay attention to how they think. How are they thinking about the problems? What do they think the most important problems are? What are they saying about the how? I really love the call from the last caller where he said, well, how do they intend to solve these problems that they continue to mention, that these campaign promises they're making, how do they intend to implement, to actualize? So we heard from Tinubu, we heard from Atiku, we heard from P2B, and Atiku said that when PDP came to power in 1999, they met a Nigeria that was in a state of poverty, insecurity, hunger, lack of education. They lifted Nigerians from the bottom to the top. Nigeria became the biggest economy in Africa. Nigeria had peace. Nigeria had progress. But when Nigerians said they wanted change, they voted for change in 2015. And now we have the opposite of that. And I mentioned that it's ironic that Atiku is saying that, considering that Atiku was one of those who campaigned for change in 2015 because he left the PDP and went to the APC back then. Then you had Tinubu, who spoke at the inauguration of his women's campaign and promised to break the shackle of poverty in Nigeria. He said that the APC has done well in its 2 terms. The current problems were caused by the PDP, according to Bola Tinubu. He says the PDP are a party of termites. They don't know how to build, but he knows how to build, and he can get Nigeria working again. And then you had Obi, who said that he wants to increase foreign direct investment into Nigeria and channel that FDI into energy, transportation, irrigation, and telecoms. He says that the 2 barriers to foreign investment are a lack of legal protection and high corruption. And he said to tackle corruption, you have to use a sledgehammer effect. That's what he called it. A sledgehammer approach. And then, of course, he said that his administration would enforce existing laws to protect foreign investors and their Nigerian partners. And the point of this segment is to get you to assess what these candidates are promising on the campaign trail. Assess them, judge them. Which ones make sense to you? Which ones don't make sense to you? Women call us on 01465-7190. Men call us on 0700-993-993-993. But before I come to you, I've got information to share with you.
Yes, Baturi Brewery is presenting Collaboration 2022 to you. Now, it's Nigeria's first craft brewery. Baturi Brewery is hosting Collaboration for the 2nd time from Thursday the 13th to Saturday the 15th of October. Now, when you come, you're going to experience the live Afrobeat music performances celebrating 25 years since the transition of the iconic fella Anikulapo Kuti on Thursday and Friday from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then the finale on Saturday is going to feature art exhibition, photo booth, fashion pop-ups, comedy, more live music, and of course, the best of beers from 2 p.m. to 12 a.m. There will be live music performances as well from Afo Slide, Etuk Ubong, Lagos Thugs Band, Olusegun and the Stallion Band, Anu Ili Moon, Fela's keyboardist Duro Ikujenyo, and special guest artists from all over Africa. Venue is Baturi Brewery, located at 256 Etim Iyan, Queenstead, Victoria Island. For more information, visit the Baturi Brewery Instagram page at Baturi Brewery. T for thanks.
Okay, T for thanks, she says. We'll take a break. When we come back from this break, Lagos, I'll take your thoughts on some of those promises you've heard from the front runners for 2023's presidential election. We're also going to talk about other stories on the road to 2023.
Reach a wider market. List them all on the Urban Fleet app. Get the app on your app store and on www.urbanfleet.biz.
Listen to this to understand the amazing power of 5G. Oops, sorry, I played that at 5G speed. Now, here it is at a speed you're used to.
With hyperfast internet speed, low to zero lag and buffering, multiple connections, and quality data sharing, 5G will give us amazing things like remote surgeries, self-driving vehicles, smart homes, 2 gigabytes per second downloads.
Get ready to experience the M2 and 5G.
You're welcome. Next person.
Oga John, how far?
Madam Naja, I'm fine. How's your son's leg?
It's better now.
Yeah.
But what are you all doing here in the hospital?
We came to collect our second dose of COVID-19 vaccine.
COVID-19 vaccine for your pregnant wife. How?
Sorry, madam, if I may interrupt you.
Auntie Nurse, feel free.
Thank you. You see, pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers are top on the list of those who should get the COVID-19 vaccine because it will protect them and their babies from getting the virus.
And that's why I brought my lovely wife to get her full protection. Oh, I see. It's at home. Madam Naja, follow no road.
Madam, try and get the vaccine yourself. By doing so, you protect yourself, your son, your whole family from COVID-19. Madam, that Oga knows the right road. You know, go follow who no road.
My name is Dr. Chinonso Egemba, the Aproko doctor. The COVID-19 vaccine is a sure and verified way to protect you and your loved ones from serious sickness and deaths from COVID-19. Simply walk to any healthcare facility near you to get your COVID-19 vaccine for free.
Follow who no road.
Sure you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go around tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber now for energy. Go around tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. No need to go too far, you can find it where you are because Amber energy drink there for you. Amber energy drink there for you. Yeah, yeah, Amber there for you. Yeah, Amber there for you.
Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
Who's ready for the second edition of Pulse Influencer Awards? Remember last year when we hosted your favorite storytellers, creators, innovators, and influencers from across the country? This year, we're going even bigger. Brace yourself for the biggest night in Nigerian award show history. Coming to you this October. Be prepared. Pulse Influencer Awards is coming. Pulse Influencer Awards 2022 is proudly sponsored by Showmax, Crocs, and supported by Trace, MTV Base, Pop Central TV, Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, Silverbird TV, and Rhythm FM.
Football don't start again, oh! To the score goal too, don't start! Play, argument plus the quarter then we follow, don't start too! Big body them. Plus kind question like, who they win? What them they score? Plus plenty excitement. All of them don't start again, oh! So therefore, BetKing they summer you to Wonder Boosted odds and correct cash outs to they celebrate your win. Plus accumulator bonus for all your selection them. What do they wait for now? Make you go do your betting for BetKing.com so that you go begin battle your football Saturday again.
That feeling? That's BetKing.
Cornerstone Insurance don't come again, yo. Ember month promo don't land, yeah. See, if I back, they always have my back, eh.
With 1 month free, I move.
When I move, they're always by my side, oh.
No matter what, then go stand.
Kidiba, 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 eh.
Starting on the
1st of September 2022. Enjoy 1 month free car insurance on our budget-friendly private motor comprehensive at Cornerstone. We don't give you any hassle. Visit cornerstone.com.ng or call 0700 Cornerstone. Offer lasts till the 31st of January 2023. Cornerstone, the future assured.
Mekus, how you dey?
Tunde, I just did, Jerry.
Mekus, congrats o. My wife tell me say na your 8th year anniversary today. No be beans o.
Hey, I don't forget o. No wonder my wife dey look me one kind this morning. Wetin I go do o? 11 o'clock don reach. Chai.
Mekus, calm down, Jerry. Go to fastestcakes.com. Dem go deliver cake to your wife now.
Tunde, you dey whine me?
Haba now. Just go to fastestcakes.com. Their cakes dey very affordable. You fit even add wine, card, and saxophonist. They go come do pararara for your wife today.
Oh yeah, make I go fastestcakes.com sharp.
Fastestcakes.com. Affordable cakes delivered very fast.
You summon the oracle now. Greetings, my king. How can the oracle serve you? You will tell me the secret to your power. How did that keke move without a driver? My secret is the power of 5G. Tell me more about the power of 5G. With hyper-fast internet speeds, low to zero lag and buffering, multiple connections and quality data sharing, 5G will give you amazing things like remote surgeries, self-driving vehicles, file downloads at 2 GB per second, smart homes, instant language translation, and so much more. 5G's amazing technology will change the way we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible. And remember, no be juju, now MTN 5G.
Believe and win big. Experience the wonder of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar with Coca-Cola. Buy any Coca-Cola product with a white cap. Check the code under the cap and dial *8014 *1 code hash to participate for free. You could win an all-expense paid trip to the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. There's also 250 million naira in airtime to be won instantly. T's and C's apply. Coca-Cola, official partner of the FIFA World Cup. This promo is approved by the FCCPC.
Oh, lunch. Guys, I'm going for lunch. Please, put more stew. Nice meal. My chest.
Suffering from heartburn and indigestion? Try Just Eat. My recommendation for the past 26 years. Just Eat is a brand of aluminium and magnesium hydroxide and simethicone. Just Eat is available in suspension and tablets. Remedy for heartburn, indigestion, flatulence, and acidity.
Jested, now available in new packs. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read leaflet inside.
My brother, I no fit find my shares, oh. It be like say all the money where I put for shares done lost, oh.
That one na small matter now. You never hear of ISF? ISF na the Integrated Shares Finder, where Integrated Trust and Investment carry come. Na him be the ogbonge product wey go help you find your missing shares and dividends. With the shaking money, you go just register for ISF, and ISF will go get your shares and dividends back sharp. To find your shares, just call 0901 502 5992 or 0703 041 6997 or check our website for www.integratedtrustng.com. Abi make you come our head office for Integrated Trust Office 61 Marina Lagos or office for Ibadan and Abuja. ISF. Now the sure way to find your missing shares and dividends.
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermint, and rich coffee. There's a Cadbury candy for every moment.
Introducing Cadbury Caramel Candy, Cadbury Coffee, and your favorite Cadbury Buttermint candies. Now there's lots more to share and enjoy.
Oh yeah, there's a Cadbury candy for every moment. I could go where everything is possible. On my way, nothing can hold me back. I did go, kulele. On my way, to my next level with Dogara. Oh,
They push and they go, not tire until die or hustle blow. La Casera, make nothing stop you.
Oh, lunch. Guys, I'm going for lunch. Please, put more stew. Nice meal. My chest.
Suffering from heartburn and indigestion? Try Just Eat. My recommendation for the past 26 years. Just Deed is a brand of aluminium and magnesium hydroxide and simethicone. Just Deed is available in suspension and tablets. Remedy for heartburn, indigestion, flatulence, and acidity.
Jested, now available in new packs. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please see your doctor. Read leaflet inside.
There you are, riding in silence, both deep in thought. I bet you the driver thinks this ride should have cost more. And you, the passenger, you are sure you are overpaying. Never mind, let's just stay quiet. Or you can both download InDrive and agree on a fair price beforehand. InDrive, people driven. The InDrive online passenger transportation aggregator is not a taxi service. Find more information at www.indrive.com.
You summon the oracle now. Greetings, my king. How can the oracle serve you? You will tell me the secret to your power. How did that keke move without a driver? My secret is the power of 5G. Tell me more about the power of 5G. With hyper-fast internet speeds, low to zero lag and buffering, multiple connections and quality data sharing, 5G will give you amazing things like remote surgeries, self-driving vehicles, file downloads at 2 GB per second, smart homes, instant language translation, and so much more. 5G's amazing technology will change the way we experience life and the internet. Get ready to encounter the incredible. And remember, no be juju, now MTN 5G.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I hope your trip home is going good, or your trip to work, if you work a night shift, is going good. Either ways, you are on the road to 2023 with me right here on Hard Facts. We're doing it more frequently now because, well, campaigns have kicked off and there's so much happening at the same time. Before you tuned in, we talked about Yakubu Dogara and Babachir Lawal saying that they're going to work against Tinubu because they don't support a same faith ticket. Then we talked about some of the promises that the presidential candidates have made on the campaign trail. We heard from 3 presidential frontrunners this week: Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, Peter Obi of Labour Party, Bola Tinubu of the APC. And I shared with you some of the promises they made while on their various campaign trails this week. We're going to do that as we get closer and closer. We're going to do that every day we have Road to 2023, to be honest with you, because you need to be able to take a look at the promises that these people are making, assess the promises they're making, judge the promises they're making, and ask yourself and tell me which ones make sense, which ones don't make sense, and it helps you decide better who you're going to vote next year. Now, let's talk about Atiku's campaign a bit more. 5 PDP governors did not show up for Atiku. 5. Lagos, 5. He flagged off his nationwide presidential campaign in Uyo, and usually the flag off is the most important party event. And every governor from the party shows up. But this time 5 were missing. Seyi Makinde of Oyo, Samuel Otom of Benue, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu, Okezie Ikpeazu of Abia, and maybe unsurprisingly, Nyesom Wike of Rivers. Now, we all know that these 5 governors have been quarreling with Atiku since he emerged as the flag bearer. We've talked about this a lot on the road to 2023 because it could affect PDP's chances in February. That's why we talk about it quite a bit. For example, Ugwuanyi and Ikpeazu are the only PDP governors in the southeast. They're the only ones. So I'm sure alarm bells are blowing in Wadata House. The southeast has also been a PDP stronghold, but suddenly they may be the underdog in the southeast. Or take Rivers State, again, another steady supplier of heavy votes for the PDP, suddenly up for grabs. Wike himself has been a serious campaigner for PDP in Rivers. As far back as 2007, he was the state campaign director general for Rotimi Amechi. Today, Amechi is in the APC without Wike as a counterweight to him. Will the PDP be able to get out the vote? Also bear in mind that Peter Obi has been gaining serious ground in River State and in the southeast. Speaking of Wike, there are big question marks around what he's planning. There's some speculation that he may join his frenemy Amechi to work for the APC. Last week, the River State government dropped charges against Amechi, but that's also because Amechi's lawyers were in court and they fought fiercely, and the judge simply agreed with Amechi's lawyers. So it wasn't really like a political, burying of the hatchet. Amechi's lawyers did a really good job. We've also seen Wike meeting with different allies of Tinubu. So there's a lot of speculation about where Wike is going to swing for these elections. And now Buhari is about to give Wike an award. Because remember, Buhari is handing out national awards to over 400 people. Wike is going to receive the Distinguished Award in Infrastructure Delivery at the Nigeria Excellence in Public Service Awards. We got that information from Boss Mustafa, the SGF. So analysts are wondering if this is all a way for the APC to court Wike. So that's the latest there. Do you think the absence of these 5 governors spell trouble for Atiku and the PDP? Sheyi Makinde, Samuel Otom, Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Okezikpeazu, and Nyesom Wike. And yes, you can talk about the other stories that we've raised on today's Road to 2023. 0700-993-993. And women, call us on 01465-7190. We've got WhatsApp too. WhatsApp is 080-959-75805. Don't forget, after the news at 6 o'clock, we're going to bring you the step down. And on today's step down, I have to ask, if you build a house for your parent and when they're dying, they dash that house to another sibling, or they gift it to another sibling while they're still alive, or they will it to another sibling while they're still alive, would you mind? Would you care? That conversation comes up after the news at 6. But for right now, let's talk politics. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name, sir?
Good evening. I'm Godman.
Hi, Godman. Welcome.
All right. Thank you. You see, I think when you talk of APC, PDP, I think there's no difference between them. As you can see, Atiku just went from APC to PDP, and you see them just going from one place to another. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no difference between them.
Okay.
So I think Nigeria needs something fresh, something new, and very youthful.
Okay.
That's what we need now.
Okay.
And Peter Obi seems to be very objective when it comes out to say what he wants to do.
Okay.
But the other people is just the same thing they promise that we see them saying, just like a broken record, and they really don't perform. So I think Nigerians need to please don't sell your bets right, your vote right, for a morsel of bread. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Well, of course, you have to remember that Peter Obi himself was in the PDP up until a few months ago, So if we say APC and PDP are the same thing, isn't Peter Obi a product of the PDP? Are you not? What makes him different from, the rest of them there? 99.3, hello.
Hello.
Good to have you on the show, sir. What's your name?
My name is Abolore.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Yeah. And I want to talk about the PDP and APC and the Labour Party.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yeah. To me, the fighting between Atiku and all those 5 governors you're talking about, that doesn't stop Atiku to win this election.
Okay.
You can see it yourself. You can write today's date down.
Okay.
I see it. Atiku is winning
this
election. Can I give an example?
Give me an example.
Isn't all those allegations and the name they are calling Atiku is this, Atiku is that? Are you getting me? All those things are fallacy at the campaign strategy. Let me tell you now, when Arise TV interviewed Peter Obi himself, they asked him what is the difference between him and Atiku. He also said there's no difference.
Hello? Are you there? Hello? Hello? Okay, looks like we lost the connection to that guy. 99.3.
Hello?
Good to have you on the show, sir. What's your name?
The only confirmed able ambassador and President Sandra Ezekwesili.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
They will name.
Thank you.
Yes, Godwin from Lawal Shoro on the line.
Hello, Godwin from Lushuru. Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Do you know one thing?
What?
What God has designed, value is always followed and attached to it.
Okay.
Now, looking at the picture on the ground, under a normal circumstance, with the promises, kerosene 15 naira, what is it today? Dollars, gari, bread, beans. What is the price today? These people fuel, they are going to refinery and whatever, what is it? School feeding program, visit, trader money, the wayo. Just name them. Where is it today? If it is where we have a decent people in charge of affairs of the nation, this particular party called APC under Buhari, they supposed not to bring any stock out. They promised increment of salary. They use 5 years up to tomorrow. Are they 30%, 30,000 naira minimum? What is the condition in all the state today?
All right. Thank you, Godwin from Lashore, for calling us. We've got Tunde Max who says, Sandra, you were greatly missed. I hope you read my message today. Well, I'm reading it now. The anti-party activities of Dogara and Lawal will amount to nothing. The APC will cope without him. They're both inconsequential. They're both fighting for selfish interests. Weakest camp will affect Atiku's chances. Tunde Max from Badagry with that message there. We've got Thompson from Isolo who says, why should Tinubu be promising to break the shackles of poverty in the whole Nigeria when he hasn't been able to achieve same in Lagos, where he's the Controller General? What has been his effort in this Buhari's regime to break the shackles of poverty? Well, he doesn't hold an elective office in Buhari's administration. He's a party leader. He is not a governor. He's not a senator. He's not president. So what exactly can he do? But anyways, you go on and you say, what advice has he given to the president, being the national leader of his party, to help break the shackles of poverty? After his party has successfully failed in the whole promises they made to Nigerians, he still has the mind to come up with another impossible one. All right, Thompson, with that message there. Thanks for your message. Here's Maurice. Maurice says, Sandra, Tinubu said, I will pave paths for economic growth with our own resources. Jobs will be created. But you skipped that part of his speech. Okay, well, thank you very much for bringing it to our attention. Here is 2XL, who says, the articulated promises made by Atiku Abubakar makes more sense to me. Anybody who will restructure this country and tackle insecurity is my man any day. Peter Obi is my brother, but a fraud. And Bola Tinubu is a gamble. But the game is now on. All right. 2XL from AJ City with that message there. Sandra, good evening to you. The present political structure in Nigeria cannot accommodate Obi for now, despite his perceived good intentions. Atiku is the man to beat. Tinubu is full of propaganda rhetorics. He has already been defeated before the election proper. Aking from Lagos with that message there. We have more messages. Here's Dele. Dele from Lekki says, what is Obi's track record in Anambra State as regards foreign investment and export? This is a man that has been importing things that can be locally produced here in Nigeria. Foreign direct investment, my foot. All right, Dele from Lekki, thank you for your message. Here is you didn't leave your name. Say you didn't leave your name, so how am I supposed to read this message? And you said a lot of things that are not true in this message that you've sent to me, so I'm not going to read it. Here is Ayatoyimbo Adeshino from Ntabo Ijoko, who says, Sandra, that man who quoted the Bible cracked me up with laughs. To Dogara and others, it's still dicey, but if they do what they're promising, eventually it will affect APC. But they do it or not, APC's chance is getting thinner. Their identity has become horrible than that of the PDP that they promised to correct. All right. Thank you very much for your message. Now, before I take calls, hopefully there's time to take calls, let me share information with you.
Yes, so how are you showing your friends that you love them this week? I've been asking this question since I think today, yes. Now, if you want to show your friends that you really love them and you care about them, please call them up and tell them that drinks are on you this cocktail week. Yes, it's cocktail week and it's going to be happening from the 14th to the 22nd of October, courtesy of MasterCard. Now, what's going to happen is you get to create more priceless moments with mixology at its finest. And again, do not forget with your squad, because I mean, drinking is good. I mean, taking a drink is good, but with your friends, I mean, it's the more happy moments. You know that. And then there's signature cocktails specially created for you at the best bars and restaurants in Lagos. Now, if you want details on participating restaurants and bars, all you have to do is visit www.lagoscocktailweek.com. www.lagoscocktailweek.com. So when next you're out, please make sure that you're asking questions like, or the only question you should even be asking is, please, do you have the MasterCard cocktail menu, please? And when they do that, make sure you pay with your MasterCard and you are on your way to experiencing something truly, truly priceless. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Don't say I didn't do anything for you. Next time. For thanks. Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, so I've got 1 minute. Should I take a call that will last 1 minute? Can you do it? Yes, you can. Hello.
All right, I guess it's not your lucky day. I guess that's my cue to go back to WhatsApp where we have lots of messages. At least I can wind down the clock there. But don't forget, after the news at 6 o'clock on today's Step Down, do you care if your parents give what you gave them to your siblings? Abiodun says, Sandra, the issue is we all know how Buhari neglected Tinubu and everybody was saying use and dropped. Tinubu made his intentions known before anybody. If you know politics very well, you discover that Tinubu played it very well right from when he brought Buhari in 2015 up until the APC primary. Now it's general election. Just wait and see. Tinubu knows the game more than any of the contestants. Abiodun, thank you for your message. We've got this one from Marshall. Marshall says, APC and PDP can rest. We need fresh government, please. This message here is from Patrick in Ogba. Patrick says, it's time to use our senses. We can't be using old cracked mirrors to see the smoothness on our faces. Here is a message from Anthony. Anthony says, you may not like Atiku and Tinubu, but they are far ahead of Obi politically. Atiku is winning. All right. Okay, let's take a final message here from Tunde. Tunde is in Alakbare. Tunde says, Sandra, why are you trying to defend Tinubu? While he was a governor, what did he do to alleviate poverty? Was he not owing teachers and doctors? All right, let's take that break.
This is what goodness tastes like. Golden caramel, creamy buttermilk.
And I want to assume that you would run because I want to give the listeners context for the conversation.
In 2019, you were running mate to Atiku Abubakar. What did you learn then that you will not repeat this time?
Yes, when is the president coming out to address us?
There's a few things. One, I have a burden and a passion for young people.
The fact that you have elected a man does not mean then you begin to order him around. The president will do whatever is good for the country at any given time.
Mr. Adeshino, isn't the president responsible to the people?
What should the next president do to root out stakeholders who are complicit?
You fire those that need to be fired are fired.
It's looking like a brand new Chelsea, attacking with so much fluidity. And what can you say about that, Martin? I know you follow Chelsea quite closely.
I live close to the Chelsea training ground. That's what you mean by that. I'm not.